Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. How you doing? Um, if you're out there, connect with me, John Hall, at YouTube, John Hall page. Connect with me live. If you're not, then hey. Um, Sad news for not just the hip hop community, but you know the African American community as well. The loss of Earl Simmons, aka Darkman X, aka DMX, which stood for Darkman X. Passed away at 50 years old. I know it's kind of hard for a lot of people. It's hard for me because when you see, like me, you got to see hip hop from its birth or its evolution until now. It is a big blow. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, you don't worship people like that. You don't put yourself in concern like that. Well, you know what? I'm sorry. I feel about his death as like a lot of people felt about Martin Luther King Jr.'s death. I feel about his death just like I felt about Kobe Bryant's death. These were people that I saw that impacted my life. Their music, their athleticism, or whatever. Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, Prince, Richard Pryor. These are people who affected my life, who gave me a different perspective on life. And that's what DMX did for a lot of other people. I mean, the brother just wasn't rapping just to be rapping. The brother was telling a gritty, hard story. And as Chuck D said very eloquently, CNN was, I mean, hip hop was the CNN for the hood. Hip hop tells the story of what's really going on. Whether they was telling it in a funny type way like Biz Markie, or whether they were telling it in a way that DMX told it. Nah, he wasn't perfect. None of us are. None of us are perfect. And if you think you're perfect, then I got another news for you. Nobody is. He had his demons just like all of us have ours. A lot of us overcame ours. And a lot of us are still trying to overcome ours. But Earl Simmons stayed true to the game. He stayed true to himself. And because he stayed true to himself, it allowed him to make that impact that was far reaching from his beginnings in Yonkers until to his son's sunrise in Yonkers to his sunset on today. I know a lot of you are shedding tears and a lot of you are feeling some kind of way, but when someone leaves, to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. So don't, I mean, rejoice because this brother gave us stuff that we're going to be, you know, echoing for years and years and years and years. He gave us a lifetime of a material in his very short time on earth. He gave us a lifetime of material. He gave us some stuff that we can, hey, we can chew on. And to the family of Earl Simmons, DMX, we were praying for you. We love you. We thank you for allowing us to, you know, for you sharing him with us. We thank you for that. And may God be with you guys in this time of bereavement because it's never easy losing anybody. It's never easy losing someone. But all of us are going to miss DMX in some way, shape, or form. We're going to miss DMX. He meant, like I said, he meant a lot to a lot of people. Man. And, you know, wherever you are, X, we know where you are. We're going to miss you. Go over there. Go over there. Go over there. Go back and watch TV. Go watch TV. We're going to miss you. And we loved you, but God loved you best. God wanted to take you home. He didn't want you to suffer anymore. He didn't want you to suffer from anything. And I was looking at a couple of stories on Facebook where a couple of my friends, you know, that I know that they met DMX and they said, hey, what you saw was real. It wasn't a game with him. It was just who you saw. And that's a beautiful thing because it's not who you are, it's the life that you lived. Oh yeah, you can have all kinds of titles on your name, but your life is your testimony. You may be Dr. So and so, Reverend so and so, Professor so and so, but that means nothing. It's the life that you led that means something. It's the legacy, the testimony that you left behind that means something. And that's on the real. That's on the real. You can go to any school, whatever, earn all the degrees you want, make all the money you want. But if you're not impacting someone's life in a positive way or, you know, being a beacon, shining like a beacon so people can follow the path, then you ain't doing nothing. DMX was that beacon for a lot of people. He opened up his heart, he opened up his mind, and he gave us everything he had. He gave it to us and allowed us to appreciate his gift. So that's on that. Another subject I had real quick, Matt Gaetz. Yeah, if you don't know who Matt Gaetz is, he's a rather obnoxious, and I call him obnoxious. I don't bite my tongue. Representative from my home state of Florida. He represents the Fort Walton Beach, the Funiac Springs, I think Pensacola, and Panama City region. This dude is something else. Where you have a man like DMX who gave something in his life, who left a legacy for us. This dude right here is just garbage. This dude is so far up Donald Trump's behind. If Donald Trump stopped, he come through Donald Trump's mouth. But I'm not going to dwell too much on Matt Gaetz. It's just that he's under investigation. Seems like he can, just like a lot of these other Trump supporters who think they have a moral fiber or following or whatever, is accused of having inappropriate contact with a 17-year-old girl. Other words, this dude had the girl come up to Washington. And that's a violation of, well, I don't know if the Mann Act is still on the books, but the Mann Act is a law that prohibited folks from transporting people um, across state lines for immoral purposes. And he's under investigation. They said this ain't the first time this dude did some shady stuff. Said this dude was walking around the House of Representatives showing people pictures of girls he done smashed. They said his conquest. I said girls he done smashed. And was bragging about it on the floor. Yeah, I smacked that, I tapped that, I tapped that. Hell, I can get some of these old representatives, you know. Yeah. You have DMX on one side who wasn't perfect. He never said he was perfect. But at least he tried to do what he needed to do. At least he was honest about himself. And you have Matt Gaetz, who is basically put up a facade about as big as his head. But you decide. But rest in heaven, DMX, and we'll see you later. Like, Braylon, what do you want?